Hello everybody, my name is Jess and I'm here to pull some cards for you today, and I'm reading into the energies right now and also into the energies of the people watching this. So yeah, this should apply. Hopefully this applies. And so how I draw cards is I'll usually do kind of like a super meditative and take a lot of time and all that. But so anyway, I've drawn a few, but I'm gonna work on drawing some more. Oh, let's see what comes out. What just like flew out. Okay. And I draw cards a little differently than other people do, in that I kind of like flip through the deck, and then there are just certain cards that kind of like stand out to me more, and yeah, so kind of like read the energy of them and pick. Okay, I thought I'd spare you while I kind of figured that out. Alright, so let's see what these cards are saying here. Okay, awesome. So for the Freesia card, for the butterfly card, it's just kind of coming through that there are things that are near and dear to our hearts that we're kind of excited about, and that we're working on, or like wanting to execute, or wanting to express or be fruitful in. And I feel like a lot of excitement kind of in the solar plexus area of just things that we want to see come to fruition, and we feel really positive about them, and we're really just pretty dang pumped about bringing these things forth. And what's kind of coming through is that there doesn't seem to be a lot of agreement around, and maybe it's because of it's still being in a retrograde, Mercury retrograde season, but it's kind of like it's looking like nobody around is really inspired, like has that same inspiration that we feel. And so there's just not a lot of agreement. It's like, I think you'd be hard pressed to take these things that you're working on and the exciting parts and go around and share with people right now and have it be met with a lot of understanding or excitement for you. And it kind of just looks like and seems like everybody around is kind of like humdrum and a little maybe negative or pessimistic, and they're just kind of in their own like swamp of stuff right now. And yeah, so all right, so let's see what else. So yeah, I think kind of in looking at this card, it's just saying that to kind of find a way and a place, it's just we're not really going to find it externally, that kind of support to harness and support our excitement. And so it's kind of like, it's a little bit of a bummer, but just pretty much keeping that for ourselves and holding it and knowing that that's for us right now, and that this is something that in time we can share. In time we can find people who are on board with us too, and support us, but we just know it's not really around right now. So it's kind of more about keeping it in and just keeping it to ourselves in the way of like, if you were to like go to a birthday party or something, and you've made this like really delicious meal that you want to share with people, and you're super excited to share it, and then you just kind of like go to the house and everybody there is grumpy and nobody really cares about your food, and you know, maybe they're not hungry or they're just kind of like meh meh meh. So you kind of at that point just kind of know, okay, well, I have this delicious food and nobody really wants to eat it right now. Nobody really wants to share it with me right now. So I guess what I'll do is I'll just kind of keep it to myself and either, you know, maybe come across some people in the immediacy to kind of share it with, and also like, or maybe not. And maybe this is something that I'm just gonna have to, you know, enjoy myself for right now, try to share it a little bit, and keep the recipe in mind for another time when there are people. Except this is more of like, we're keeping our you know, goals, dreams, ambitions, and visions in mind, and kind of like working on them in the background and in the dark in a way, and know that we can share these things with like-minded people when those like-minded people arrive and when they come. So I'm looking at the wisdom card now, and it's like really beautiful. This owl, it's like coming in and flying in, and this is saying that spirit, that universe is going to kind of drop in our lap, like gift something to us and drop it in our lap of that kind of, because where we've been lately has just, it's been a little struggle. It doesn't really seem like there's anyone or anything good kind of around. Yeah, not that things are bad really, but just that it's just not where we want it to be. It's like we don't have the excitement of people around and like the joy. So it's saying that the spirit is going to bring us a gift, and I just see this owl swooping and like dropping something in our laps to gift us and to almost like reward us for all the hard work that we've done in this area of kind of like non-agreement or, you know, non-support around us. So yeah, so that's good. So it's something that we're not going to see coming, and it's just going to give us that gift, and I kind of just see us being really inspired, re-inspired by life, enlivened by life again. And yeah, it's kind of like maybe we've had our mind just, you know, straight and stuck for a little while, but this is going to open our minds and open us to good and unique possibilities. And this card is like really about drinking the nectar of life and knowing that it is, I really feel it. It's like in the near future, I'd say in the next like week or two, yeah, the next couple of weeks, we're really going to have like some good gifts and some joy returning to us, some happiness, and yeah, something that we haven't like tasted, I think, in kind of a long time. It feels like it's been a while. So it's just going to be, it's kind of like my mouth is watering right now because I'm just feeling like there's just going to be honey, and we're just going to be like all around honey and, you know, flitting from, or nectar or whatever, and kind of like flitting from flower to flower because there's so much of it around, and it's like, oh my gosh, I just want to like eat up all this honey, eat up all this nectar, and kind of fill up on all this joy because it's like, you know, if you've been like starving and then there's all of a sudden like this cornucopia of amazing things, you just like want to eat it all and take it all in. And let's see, for the wolf, I feel family. So I feel us kind of like returning to family, or being reminded of like the support that family is. And yeah, it feels good. And it's like, it's different than before, because maybe before we weren't as mature. We hadn't like gone through all this and all the other stuff that we've been going through. And so maybe before it was like, we felt like a small child in relating to family, but now it's kind of like, you know, we're we're older, we're more kind of like adults in the pack, but we can still touch back and feel how good that feels to have that family support around. And look, we've got 2 4s. That's awesome. So yeah, in this like new space that we're going to be in, because it feels like a transition and it feels like an entirely new space, like new surroundings. And so yeah, in this one, it's kind of, I just feel like we're keeping a lot in, or we're keeping a lot to ourselves. We're not really sharing all the little things that are going on in our hearts and our brain and our whole process. So it's kind of like, you know, maybe being around family or friends, or just in whatever different environment we're in. It's really a time for us to go inward and reflect and kind of make discoveries around the choices that we have. So it's kind of like, you know, we go into this space and we, again, don't really share, but we're just kind of like sitting and silent and meditative around and just observing. Like, so we're getting to this new space, and now we can look around and, you know, see like, okay, these are the opportunities, these are the possibilities, these are the things that I could put my energy towards right now and moving into the future. So, you know, how do I want to do that? What's important? How do I want to spend my energy? Is this, you know, time with friends, or are these gatherings really in, like, do I need to spend my time doing that kind of a thing? Or is it better to spend my time with myself and with my own goals and things that I want to work on? And let's see here. Let's see it. Also, there's some things coming up around family, but it's like, so what's standing out to me is like the prince on both of these, and it's kind of like, yeah, you know, I'm cut from the same cloth, you know, biologically as my brother, or as, you know, whoever this is for you, but how similar are we really? You know, are we the same? And, you know, I think that the obvious answer is no, we're not. There's, you know, what do I want to do? It's like this, what drives me, what motivates me, and what I want to achieve and express and like be in my life is completely different from, you know, from my brother or whoever this is to you. I'm just using brother because it's like, you know, they're related. But yeah, my brother, or this person, is like a completely different person, a completely different journey, completely different goals and all of that. Yeah, so it's kind of, this 6 of coins is saying that even though we're different, like, I don't have to be angry about it. I don't have to make this person wrong, or, you know, get in any kind of argument, or, you know, disagree, or kind of in like a maybe righteous or irritated way say how my way is better and my way is different and I'm more right than you are. It's like, we don't have to do any of that, and we can just be with that we have differences. So it's saying that the best course of action for you, the best way for you to maintain and like keep peace in your heart, is to appreciate them for who they are and appreciate you for who you are. And you know, don't have anything that who they are or what they're doing, like, have any kind of reflection on you. It's just a totally different thing, right? So like keeping the generosity and the love and the appreciation and the respect for who they are, and knowing that it doesn't have anything to do with who you are. And this is saying that we are on this path of emotional fulfillment, right? It's like there's a lot to do on this path of emotional fulfillment with individuality, and kind of going through these more difficult situations, knowing that people that are like us are not always going to surround us. And so, you know, sometimes we have to go through this death and rebirth and kind of sitting with the calm after the storm. And, you know, just being in the places of kind of pain and loneliness sometimes, but this gives us a lot of strength. And it, like, as deep and challenging as like our pain or our stress or, you know, anything that's not working out in our life is, we get the opposite of that, which is like that amount of joy, like that depth of joy, or that kind of like peak of joy, actually. And yeah, this is just really speaking to like this sequence of events that's going to be coming up for us. And so basically, like, this card is saying at the end, we're going towards our emotional success, really. And yeah, we'll definitely have it. So I think that when we're sitting there, that we're going to have everything that we have designed to come towards us, and it's been through a lot of work, but it feels right. The main point is it feels really right and in alignment. You know how, like, if you're, you know, kind of over here and you're in another situation, you're surrounded by people who just don't really get you and don't really vibe, and it's kind of, you're kind of asking yourself, like, what am I doing here? You just don't have a lot of energy for that. But the point is, once you come to here, like, once we get to this point, we don't have that anymore. Like, we feel like everything that we've made room for in our lives has come in and it fits. It fits us, it suits us, it feels good. Like, now we can really live our lives and really be who we are. Let's see what this deck has to say. So, yeah, that's good news. It can be a lonely road, you know. Move these guys out of the way, actually. But I guess it's like worth it in the end, isn't it? Yeah, for sure. Right. Yeah, so it's like we have been on this path for a while. It's like our soul knows this path, and our soul is taking us on this path because you know, it's what makes sense. This is what we're doing. It's like all this difficulty or the work that we're going through. It's kind of like playing a board game, and your soul's path is that board game. So, yeah, it's like your higher self knows. We have all these guides around us that are helping us as well. This is like huge, because I'm pretty sure that for the most part, most of us, it's felt like a marathon for, I'd say, the last like 3 weeks, maybe like 2 to 3 weeks, and we need to take a break. So I think that it's kind of like, whatever that means to you, it's like we're gonna break out of the kind of cycle or the stuckness that we've been in, and we're gonna realize, like, oh, I can actually go have a retreat, when that probably wasn't occurring to us in the last like 2 to 3 weeks. So yeah, so embrace that. That's beautiful. Let's see what else. Yeah, it's kind of like we've forgotten to enjoy life. Like, we've forgotten what life is. You know, life is this. Life is, it's always growing and changing, but it's like the thing about flowers is they always grow towards the light, unless it's like a ghost pipe or something. But yeah, it's like they're always really growing towards the light. And so as people, as humans, it's not just about, like, you know, it's not just about, oh, I have to do all this dense stuff and like be this person all the time. Here it's like we remember, oh, I'm a living, breathing being. Like, I'm a soul here in a body, so I might as well experience and enjoy like the beauty that's around me, like the outside, the plants, like nature, water, all of that. And this is a message I heard the other day, that the road is long, right? Everything feels very, very urgent, I would say. At least I feel that way sometimes, where, yeah, everything just feels so like I have to do this, and this to get ahead, or to like get to my goals, or to like I have a lot of work to do. But yeah, but it is a long journey, and our souls know the way, even if our human selves don't really feel like we do. Our souls are guiding us and taking us to each little experience that we need to have, even if it doesn't make sense in the moment. We're going there for a reason, and it is just important to listen to your heart, to listen to your inner self, because if you imagine like a little slithery snake, it can be easy to get kind of wooed or pulled into the antics of others. So it's really about like tapping into your intuition and listening to your heart, and feeling whether or not those things are actually good for you. So are actually in alignment with you, and the more you practice that, the easier it is to tell. Let's see what else. So this lizard card, let's see, what do we look at first? This lizard card is like, it's about dreams, and so it kind of is too about what's following us, what's following us, and is it kind of like, is it good dreams that we're pulling along, or is it good dreams that we're pulling along, or is it old habits and stuff? So it's really like a huge discernment. It's really, that's the only way, that's the only way that we're going to be able to move forward in a good way and like attain the things that we want to, is if we're discerning about what energy we're bringing in with us, because it's all like food. So if we're taking in things that make us worry or bring us further away from our goals and dreams and like what we know we deserve, then we're not ever really going to get there, because we're going to be focusing our energy on the kind of bad things, or like the things that don't do anything good for us. So we can definitely have success with paying attention, but that's kind of like the point, is that's the only way, is to pay attention and to be super mindful about like all of our interactions, and like, be responsible for how we are, and also be responsible for what we let in and what we don't let in. This card is really like, I'm sounding the horn of myself and my own strength, and kind of by taking my power by the reins, that's how I get where I'm going. She's this warrior, she's not going to let anybody tell her to stop. She's not going to let anybody stop her. She's going, and she's fearless, and she's strong. She's a warrior. She's unstoppable. And that's the only way really to get to where we're going. And you can do it. It's like there's another card in here in this deck that says you've been training for this for lifetimes. And it's true. It's like our soul knows the way. We're going that way, and it's like little by little, it's telling our human self, okay, human self, do this, like, we got this, and you can now go do this thing. And, you know, and this helps us. It like gives us little breadcrumbs. And let's see. Here. How amazing. No way. Oh my god, look at that. I swear, I can't believe I just pulled that card. You've been training for this for lifetimes. That's so amazing. Oh wow. Yeah, it's true. And it's also showing that we're way more powerful than we think we are. Like, we forget that we are super divine beings, and that we have this knowledge that is kind of tapped into everything. Like, we forget how divine we are. We forget that we're part of this universal consciousness. And, you know, it's like anytime that we sell ourselves short or don't think that amazing things are possible, it's because we've lost touch with that, you know, that divine wisdom and being a part of that. So it is true that we're way more powerful than we think we are, which is why we can stay so connected to our higher selves and our higher consciousness, and actually like get and obtain and receive the answers that we're looking for. We're not helpless. We're not hopeless. We really can, you know, do all these things, and we are doing it. We just sometimes don't think that we're doing it. So let's see others. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I'm just seeing the same. It's like the road is long, you know, you can see it all the way here. That's where the path goes, but, you know, we're just here. So it's a process of letting go over and over. It's a process of kind of recycling and cleansing and taking things out that don't serve us. It's like when we move, we get rid of stuff. When we move, we go through all of our belongings and like, do I need this? Can I get rid of this? I don't know. And it's the same thing. It's the same process with living. Does this connection benefit me? Do these actions that I'm taking go in alignment with what I want to, you know, have and achieve and experience in life? So, yeah, so we are doing it, and it's a process, and just be gentle with yourself, and have good friends, have good counsel to have your back, and to kind of like let you bounce your thoughts off of, because that's really important. And, you know, all good, I think, rulers in the past had their counsel, because when you're up to something that big, it's kind of a lot to just keep in your own head. So important to access our counsel and friends and wisdom of others, and just make sure it's reliable. So much love to you guys, and take care. I hope this has been helpful, and you're doing great. We're doing great.